Listen, y'all, I must apologize. I was looking back through my YouTube videos and I have not showed you how to do my absolute favorite lift of all time. Like if you said, Matt, you get one lift to choose for the rest of your life, what's it gonna be? Deadlift. Oh, I apologize. Oh, please forgive me. This is so important because the deadlift has a horrible reputation. Do you know why it has a horrible reputation? Because people don't know how to do it, or they try and do too much weight. Whether they're trying to show off for themselves or for others, deadlift gets a bad rap because people don't know how to do it. So today, before you leave, you will know everything you need to know about how to do a proper deadlift. Why do I do the deadlift? Well, first of all, there is no exercise in this weight room that will build the strength and mass that the deadlift will. Squat's really good, deadlift is superior. The deadlift works from the bottom of my feet, this entire rear chain, all the way up through to where my traps connect into my skull. So there's really not many compound movements that work as much as the deadlift. If you tell me you bench a lot, I'm not really that worried about it. If you tell me that you deadlift a lot, that's gonna tell me that your roots are bolted to the ground. It tells me you're a very powerful person. So let's get into it. What you may notice first is that I have no shoes on. Why do I do that? Well, listen, as a power lifter, I was getting into some pretty significant weight. And so for me, I needed to be able to feel every bit of pressure on my feet. I needed to know where I was pushing from. And I always felt that if I had shoes on, that big old thick piece of rubber, or some have air pockets or gel pockets, whatever they have, I just didn't feel connected to the ground, okay? So that's why I always go barefoot. And if I'm not allowed to go barefoot, my personal preference is some good old fashioned Converse, right? Okay, perfect. So let's go over stance. Well, there's two stances. Let's just put that out there. There's two primary stances for the deadlift. Number one is conventional. That is me, I'm a conventional deadlifter. Then you have sumo, and these guys put their feet all the way out here. Now, listen, I'm not gonna hate, do whatever you wanna do. But for me personally, I will always prefer conventional deadlift, okay? Whether that was like flexibility stuff, my hips, I just never felt very strong with sumo, and it worked muscles that I didn't really want getting bigger. These muscles here on the insides of my thighs just were getting masked. Just wasn't a good look. It's conventional, this works your back way better in my opinion. And so what I wanna do is at a dress, I wanna be about shoulder width apart. And when I come up to this bar, I want my shins right on this bar at a dress. At a dress, I'm gonna remind myself that this bar is my best friend. As soon as you go to pull and that bar gets out from your shins, that's when you can really start getting into some lower back issues. So keep this bar real close to you. I basically drag it up my body. A couple different grips. There's the double overhand, where you're just gripping the bar. That's probably your weakest grip. You have the alternate grip, where you'll have one hand supinated, one hand pronated. You'll have a preference which way you go there. You'll have one that feels better for sure. And then there's hook grip. And that's actually where you take this thumb and you actually wrap it, you put it here, and then you actually wrap your fingers around your thumb, and then you grip it that way, okay? So you're using the friction of your thumb and the bar. Now that one is probably the strongest grip in weightlifting as far as deadlifts go, but it takes a little bit to get used to, because the first time you do it with some weight, you're gonna feel like your thumbs have blown off your body, but it's an acquired pain. I'm a big fan of hook grip, all right? In my powerlifting days, I mostly did alternate grip, but you just have to be careful of your bicep. If you're gonna do alternate grip, make sure you're contracting your tricep as much as you can, because if you're contracting your tricep, you're not gonna blow out your bicep. So as soon as you try and pull, that's when people blow their bicep out, because they're trying to pull here and then pow, it's gone. Injuries are a bummer. So for me as a bodybuilder, what I do now is double overhand. And if I go too heavy, I'll just put straps on. because I'm not a power lifter anymore, okay? But I still love deadlift. So, shoulder width, I want you to take your hands and I want them to be just outside your legs, okay? I don't want you to be too wide. I obviously don't want you to be inside your legs, but I want you to be just outside. So when I put my hands straight down, that's where I'm gripping, okay? Right by my legs. When I go to pull, I'm making sure that my lower back is absolutely locked out. I'm making sure that I'm neutral spine. I'm not looking down. I'm not looking way up. I'm neutral. I pick a spot out there and my eyes do not leave that spot, okay? Big breath in. Fill that entire thoracic cavity with air, diaphragm, the whole thing. Get super tight. And when you go to pull this bar, I want you to feel like there is a metal bar that goes straight down in, okay? You're applying the pressure this way, right to the middle of your feet, okay? Straight down. Not on your toes, not on your heels, right in the middle. Deadlift here, bar close. I'll kind of turn my elbows in and that kind of locks my lats in just here, okay? Just a little boop, and that's just kind of a mental reminder to really stay tight. My lower back locked out, big breath, big pull, keep it close, stand straight up. Lock that bad boy out. As you go down, again, real tight, lower back, neutral spine, and explode up. Boom. I want you to visualize pushing the earth away. You're not just pulling, push as well. I want you to try and move the equator with that push. Down here, here, ooh, super tight. Listen, that is the blueprint for the deadlift. Follow that. Be appropriate with your overload. Don't try and do too much weight. Don't try and show off. Good form, good technique, and you will grow a thickness and a density that is second to none. Nothing beats a deadlift. That is the one. That is the truth. I will talk to you later. Love you. Go deadlift.